Winix makes some of the best air purifiers on the market. The 5500-2 is a top-rated unit. That's this unit here on the far end. It has excellent CFM. It can be used in small rooms on lower settings and in larger rooms on higher settings. It comes equipped with a HEPA filter for particle filtration, a carbon filter for gas filtration, and it also exhibits excellent energy efficiency, low noise output, and it's a great value. You can normally find this unit priced somewhere around $150. The 5300-2, which is the unit here closer to me, is the same CFM as the 5500-2. It also is equipped with a HEPA filter. It also is equipped with a carbon filter. However, the carbon filter on this unit is a bit different. While the unit here on the end has a pellet-based carbon filter, where there's actual carbon pellets that are held inside of a honeycomb plastic type filter with metal mesh on each side holding those pellets in there. This unit here has a fiber-based filter, a fiber-based carbon filter, where the filter is actually coated with carbon. And what that means is that you have less surface area for the carbon. So what that means is that there is more surface area with this unit here on the end, the 5500-2 with a pellet-based filter. There's more surface area for gas to actually be absorbed into that filter than there is with this unit with its carbon filter. So if you're concerned about VOCs, if you're concerned about odors, any type of unwanted gas, then the unit here on the end, the 5500-2, is definitely the better option for that, for gas filtration. For particle filtration, it's a tie. Both units have HEPA filters, like we said earlier, and in terms of filtering out particles like pollen grains or dust or anything of that nature, both units are going to do equally well filtering particles. So both units are very well rated. Both units would actually be top rated if it was not for the fact that they are a bit redundant. The 5500-2 and the 5300-2, like we said, are essentially the same unit outside of that gas filtration and a few other minor differences. So both units rated very well, and there is really only one major negative for these units, and that is the warranty. The warranty for these units is only 1 year long. Many air purifiers on the market, many other brands, come with 5-year warranties, 3-year warranties. That's fairly common to get anywhere from a 3-year to a 5-year warranty. With these units, you only get a 1-year warranty, and that is definitely a negative for Winix units. That being said, on the positive side, Winix units are made in Korea, and most other air purifiers on the market are made in China. So you're looking at a unit that has a lesser warranty, but at the same time is made in Korea versus China. Now, what does that mean? Difficult to say, but what we can tell you is that these units are definitely better made with higher quality parts than most other air purifiers on the market. There's high quality materials here. There's high quality workmanship. Everything is put together very well. And that is something that you could say is because it's made in Korea versus made in China. But regardless, the Winix units that we have tested, we will say that despite their warranty, despite that lesser warranty, they are more durable. They are generally more durable and better made than most other air purifiers on the market. So the bottom line here is that while the warranty is not necessarily as good with Winix air purifiers, the build quality, the quality of materials is better. So if you want to say that those two things cancel out, you certainly can. We tend to do that. But definitely, if warranty is a concern for you, then definitely look out for that with Winix air purifiers. So these units on the table here today are definitely the more popular Winix units on the market, but there are several others as well, and we'll go over those next. One of them is the Winix C535 or Winix C535, 535. This unit is very similar to the 5300-2 and the 5500-2 by extension. Compared to the 5300-2 and 5500-2, the C535 has identical CADR, identical CFM. It's an identical size to the 5300-2 and 5500-2. It's identical in shape, similar in weight to the 5300-2, and the control panel is also similar. All three units have 4 fan speeds, a washable pre-filter on all 3 units. And what makes the C535 especially similar to the 5300-2 is the fact that it comes with the fiber-based carbon filter. So it's a fibrous material coated with carbon, and in that way it's similar to the 5300-2 instead of the 5500-2 with that pellet-based carbon filter. The C535 also comes with a white body and with a white front grille with holes instead of slats. On these units on the table here, you'll see the front here has slats for the grill. On the C535, there's actual little holes there, and that is another physical difference. Otherwise, you're essentially dealing with an identical air purifier to this 5300-2, considering the gas filtration. The C535 is normally sold at Costco. It's a similar price to the 2 units here on the table, and but it does come with 2 HEPA filters and 8 carbon filters. So normally, if you buy it at Costco, you're going to get a little bit of a better value in terms of extra filters, maybe, and that's something to consider. But the bottom line here is considering only the model differences in terms of physical differences, the physical differences are extremely slight. So the C535, you can pretty much just call it a 5300-2 with a different color. That's pretty much what it is. Next, we have the Winix 9500. Sometimes it's labeled as the WAC9500. And like the 5500-2, it has 4 fan speeds, a washable pre-filter, and a washable pellet carbon filter. So again, we have another unit, yet another Winix unit with a pellet-based carbon filter. And carbon filters of this variety are not that common, especially at the price point that these units are at. So for the fact that we have 2 Winix units here that have that washable pellet carbon filter, that's something that is a good thing when you consider the fact that Winix is actually putting these types of carbon filters in a lot of their air purifiers. The 9500 also comes equipped with a HEPA filter, also has a remote control. That's something we didn't mention about the 5500-2, but it does come with a remote control, and the 9500 also comes with a remote control. Again, with that 9500, you are getting the 1-year warranty, so keep that in mind. So since it's so similar to the 5500-2, why would we not recommend the 9500? Well, it's simple. First of all, it normally retails for a bit more, somewhere in the neighborhood of $200 compared to around $150 for the 5500-2. But the biggest reason why we don't recommend the 9500 over the 5500-2 is CFM. The 9500 only has a maximum CFM of around 180, 190 CFM. I believe the exact manufacturer specification is 184, and that compares to 250 CFM on the 5500-2. So comparing the 9500 to the 5500-2, you're getting quite a bit more CFM at a lower price with the 5500-2. The 9500 also is a little bit dated at this point. It came out before the 5500-2, and you can see that with the control panel buttons. You can see that with the display. The control panel buttons are an oval shape. They're chrome. It's not nearly as nice and modern of a design as these control panels on these modern units. So that's definitely another reason why we would hesitate to recommend the 9500 over the 5500-2. But mostly it's that CFM difference and that price difference that points us towards the 5500-2. The final unit we'll talk about, the final Winix air purifier, is the U300. And the U300 is essentially an updated version of the 9500. It does have a slightly higher CFM. The U300 is at approximately 220 CFM, so you're getting quite close to that 250 CFM of the 5500-2 and the 5300-2. And it is definitely higher than the 9500, but it's still lower than the 5500-2 and the 5300-2. And that CFM is really important, and again is the reason why we recommend the 5500-2 over the Winix U300 as well. Compared to the Winix 9500, the U300 has a more modern aesthetic, but again, it is essentially the same unit. It uses exactly the same filter. It's actually the exact same filter replacement cassette that you buy for the U300 that you buy for the 9500. So if you're considering those 2 units, keep in mind that they are essentially the same, except for the fact that the U300 has that more modern aesthetic, and it also has the higher CFM compared to the 9500. Comparing the 9500 and the U300 to the 5500-2 and the 5300-2 we have on the table here today, it's clear that these units that we do have on the table are better units. So if you're considering a Winix air purifier, we would recommend either one of these units. If you are especially concerned about gas filtration, we recommend the unit on the end here. And if you are not, the unit closer to me here is definitely an option. That being said, even if you are not that concerned about gas filtration, even if you think you're not concerned about it, the difference in price between these units is so subtle, it's so little, that we would recommend the unit on the end here anyway. So that is why it is a top-rated unit over the 5300-2. That is the primary reason. You also get that remote control with this unit. So between these 2 units, among all Winix air purifiers on the market, The unit on the end here, the 5500-2, is definitely the most recommended of all those units.